Welcome to the bracket, episode 26. Today we are doing the bracket of worst trends. We got the entire crew in today. We got KB, Nick, and Owen live from Chicago. We got obviously Tommy Smokes. We got Cheah. We got Coley, and we got myself. This is going to be an interesting draft, or rather bracket, because there is a lot of choices on here, and we had talked about this a little pre-show where there's certain things where like you think of them but trends, but they're not actually trends. They're just things you didn't like, and like some things that are just have existed throughout the entirety of time but just feel more prevalent in a certain point. But this is, I think we have a good list right now, and I'm excited to get into it. So let's go straight into it. Right with the number 12 versus the number 5 seed. The number 12 is kind of a recent one, but it did come up a lot, and I tweeted out just like a call out for people to ask to add in their own worst trends, and a lot of people had this. It's the water bottle flipping challenge thing.
Oh yes,
it is
trying to revive it as we speak.
I've been trying to revive it this whole trip,
so
and I haven't hit it once.
That's even worse because like it's not even a particularly impressive challenge. Like it's not something where it's like particular, like it really blows you away or something. It's relatively easy. Actually.
It's easy.
It's
but
based
it
on
looks,
how much water you have in the bottle.
Yeah, it's easy
to have the right amount.
But it looks easier than it is. So it's the biggest lose-lose.
Yeah, which makes it like absolutely pointless. And they're going up against the number 5 seed, which was the trend of, and this only this was like a micro trend. This only happened for maybe like, I don't know, like a 3-4 month span. It happened one time.
That only one person did.
There was a lot of videos of this. It was the trend where people were licking ice cream tubs and putting them back into the freezer.
That's the winner.
Didn't one woman go to like prison for it?
I think so.
She was also
they basically
the toilet seat licker, wasn't she?
I think same YouTube person, yeah. But they made like laws against, like rules against it, basically in the store. Like, yeah, if you do that, you're paying for it in your
coolers.
Yeah, that too, which is also very annoying. There's a fucking lock on the ice cream in my 7-Eleven.
Ariana Grande head ass.
Yeah, with the donuts.
Yeah.
That's when she said she hated America.
Yeah, she said America sucks and then licked a donut that everyone else had to eat.
That is
America sucks, lick a donut.
Yep. So the number 12 seed, water bottle flipping, versus the number 5 seed, licking the ice cream. Start out with you, KB. What do you think?
I think the licking the ice cream and any prank adjacent to that for YouTube or whatever is tied for the worst. So that.
Yeah. All right, Owen.
I'll go with licking the ice cream as well. I think
the water bottle
proper
flip,
water bottle flip
can
work.
It has an appeal. It's fun to do it.
It's become sarcastic too.
Yeah,
like you do something and then you flip it at the end. Yeah.
And there was that talent show kid. That was sick.
What was he doing?
He did it like 3 times in the row, and it was cool.
Okay, yeah. So like that is actually kind of impressive.
Solo cups on their ass.
Yeah, they did. They would flip. They would flip. They would play flip cup on their big butt.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Nick, what would you take?
I'm a sucker for any ice cream trend. Coning still makes me laugh pretty hard.
I have a coning video,
and I love it that it was just like all of the ice cream trends really, just they make you look bad. But it was that should be a felony. I'm going ice cream.
All right, 3 for licking the ice cream. Tommy?
Yeah, just to be clear here, people were like taking ice cream containers out of a freezer, like a Ben & Jerry's thing, licking the ice cream and putting it back.
Yeah.
Okay. They should be literally shot and killed. Like
wait,
that.
were these ones that they owned, or were they
like they was put
like in a supermarket?
Yeah, it was in the supermarket. Like,
oh, that's illegal.
Yeah.
I-
fucked.
This is the strongest 5 seed of all time. As a huge germaphobe,
There is not. I don't think there's anything worse.
I don't think and the thing with this too is like this is a prank or whatever. Like you don't even get the reaction of the person.
There's no climax to the prank.
Right.
But it did raise awareness to how poorly packaged and unsafe our ice cream is.
Very easy to tamper with. There's no tamper-proof lid.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to.
Nobody's licking
Edie's. How did Edie's take off?
Edie's was like nobody's licking our shit.
Edie's.
You can eat these
Halo
nuts.
Top is better than Edie's. Run that back.
No,
you can eat these nuts.
Halo Top should be the 1 seed in this. Halo Top is an abomination to the Lord.
It's ice cream that tastes bad and makes you fart loud.
Disagree. I think for the calories, it tastes all right. It just gets freezer burning.
Just don't have ice cream if you're worried about calories. Just don't have ice cream.
It's a filling 300 calories.
It's a lot. All right, yeah. So Tommy's on board with licking the ice cream. It's gonna move on, but Cheah?
Let me know if anybody else feels this way, but when you
Nope.
open ice
No.
cream, my favorite part of the ice cream is the part that gets stuck to the lid when you open it. That's the best part.
Oh,
of
the
ice
little
cream.
filmy substance.
I can see
No,
that for
it's
pudding.
ice cream. It's ice cream that just sticks to the lid.
Yeah, I don't totally hate that take.
Isn't that kind of like freezer burn though, or is that only I guess
No,
after you
no,
start
like
with it?
from a fresh like whatever pint of ice cream that you open.
It's
Okay.
harder.
That part. It hasn't been freezer burned because it hasn't been opened yet.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Coley, what would you have picked?
Kind of the ice cream by far.
Oh yeah, it is just you should be in jail for life.
Yeah.
And this is one where when I put it on the graphic or on the bracket, I would have had it probably as the 1 seed if it was sustained longer, but it was so short, like it's hard to even almost call it a trend. So like it was a tough run. Next up, we have a number 4 seed, which is also very strong against the number 13 seed. The 4 seed is gender reveals. Gender reveals.
Is that like flashing?
No, you know which ones. You know which version of it we're talking about. Gender reveals. They've caused massive fires. They've gotten people killed. Many bad things have happened thanks to gender
They're
reveals.
also not very progressive.
Yeah, that's a very true. They're very old school, and they're going up against the number 13 seed dabbing. Dabbing. I feel like I'm over dabbing to the point, but like so many people had on the list where I was just like, I need to have it here somewhere, and people will want to put talk about it on the graphic or whatever. So Coley, we'll start with you. Dabbing versus gender reveals.
I feel like a common theme here is going to be like, to what extent did white people ruin a thing?
Yes,
That,
for
like,
sure.
There was nothing like Cam Newton scoring a touchdown, running into the end zone, dabbing was like the easiest 1,000 retweets I could get when I was running the main. Like I wouldn't even say anything. That's how hot in the streets it was. What was the other one? Because the other one definitely
gender reveals.
Yeah, gender. I mean, like you said, the forest fires aren't great.
Not so great. But so which one are you gonna pick? You're gonna pick
gender reveals for
Okay.
sure.
All right, it's one for gender reveals. Cheah.
I feel like some gender reveals still make me laugh. Like I saw one recently where it was
It's when the guy gets pissed when it's a girl.
Yeah. Like that just shows, like
Hayward.
I love how like normalized it is for a dad to be pissed he's having a daughter. Like that just shows that guy's a scumbag.
Imagine
Like,
what gender
what?
reveals are like in China. I'm sure that trend had to get killed off really quick.
Not even necessarily that, like the daughter thing, but like I saw one recently where it was like a WWE match, or like but two like friends of the
like wrestling match.
Like
WWE has nothing to do with this, yeah.
And they just like fought, and the one pinned the other, and then like blue went off, and everyone went nuts. So I feel like those are like wholesome,
Based
and I
on
enjoy
that,
them.
we'll just put gender reveals through.
We'll put that in finals.
Yeah, the biggest knock against gender reveals is they've become kind of like the choreographed wedding entrances. Like they've got the same entry.
Should be on the list as well.
Yeah.
And dabbing's also still cool. Like Zod dabs all the time during the act, and it cracks me up every time. So gender
what's so funny about it?
That would mean I like both these things. So damn.
Yeah, real Sophie's choice between gender reveals and dabbing.
I still like them.
Wait, can we take a quick YouTube break to see if anybody's combined the two?
Has to
a dab gender reveal.
The guy has like pink or purple paint in like the fold of his arm, and his forehead is.
Or to celebrate having a son, a guy just dabs to celebrate. Maybe.
Yeah. Can you YouTube dab gender?
Check it out,
reveal?
Gooch. Gooch is on the case right now.
I'm gonna vote for gender of being the more lamer though.
A sad nay if you have a girl.
The only good gender reveal is when the dad is attempting to do something athletic and fails
miserably.
Yeah,
that's the only good one.
I saw one where they hit it was like a balloon or something, and they hit it and it burst out yellow, and I was like, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, and it confused everyone involved. But Team Boy, okay, yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. It's not really a gender reveal, but like it's a shirt. It's a shirt of a little kid that you give to a small child that says Team Boy, and the boy is dabbing.
Okay,
which I guess you can count that, but we need to find an actual video of it. All right, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean dabbing. it's sort of become ironic. I feel like where people now will do it less seriously and more ironic too. I also think some of these trends might like come back around where they get overplayed, and then like nobody likes to do them, and then they start to become kind of funny again because of how overplayed they are. Whereas gender reveals, yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's just so obnoxious to probably have a big one. I was running a system for a while where people would DM me and say that they were having a child, and they'd ask me to guess if the gender was a boy or girl. And I got the first one right, and it made me feel so powerful that I had more people do it. And I was hitting right around like at least 50%. So I was hitting at a high clip of whether or not they were correct. And it really made me feel powerful.
All right, so that's another one for gender reveals then. All right, Nick.
I feel like dabbing is the bottle flipping of the arms. It's easy, and it's become satire.
That's this.
Oh, that is that.
Ooh.
Well, that was just another bottle flip.
You're gonna have to watch the YouTube version to see what KB just did. It was kind of cool.
It was cool.
Mhm.
That was undeniably cool.
epic.
I think gender reveals happen too early in the pregnancy because, like, what do you do afterwards? The gender reveal should happen. She should immediately have the kid. Like, what do you do after you find out?
Well,
Everybody just goes home.
Yeah,
like
but then you like plan.
There's
rooms
nothing
and gifts and
consequential
nurseries
about
and
it.
stuff.
Okay.
Like it's not a reveal. There's nothing shocking. It's like there's two options, and you can't really celebrate one or the other.
Yeah, you have to be happy no matter
You should
what.
just be happy that you have a kid.
Yeah, they're the worst just because
And you're like,
it's
making-
almost an obligation to have one now.
Really?
Mhm.
I think so. Yeah,
I feel like
think
you
it
could do
really
a
is.
dinner. And you could do like a
Coley,
dinner and
did
get
you
away
have
with
one?
it.
No,
Before I talk shit,
neither
Jay?
time.
it's Cheah.
No, we just got like an envelope from the puss doctor, and then opened it, and then that's what it said.
You didn't have to piss.
They gave you an envelope? They don't just tell you in person?
It's funny. 'Cause
You can like, so that way you can like open it however you want instead of like in a
Gotcha.
doctor's office.
I'm surprised
he a
there's
puss
like
doctor
NFL
or,
draft team to go up to a podium.
if someone that would have been your ideal gender reveal, Steve. If the music came on, like and they came out and gave you the gender, that should have been your gender reveal.
The Cheahs are selecting, but you don't get to pick. They get to pick.
Piper and McShay breaking down the pros and
Yeah, that's like
cons
the
of-
Jets.
Yeah, you trade down for a girl.
Trade down. Jay's
The
drafting a
Cheahs have
girl.
traded 2 later picks for a girl.
Like the Jets drafting Kevin Nugent.
Now, Todd, the Che's wife said they would keep trying until they had a boy. So maybe he wants a girl here. That's future sex that he can have in hand.
Fuck, we might have to do that.
Yeah.
Jay, we just made you next. You're gonna have to have another kid. We're gonna have to make. We're gonna
I
have to make
guess
this
if
happen.
done right, they can be pretty funny because it's such like a dumb little thing. I think I'm just a bitch. Or I'm just an asshole because like it's a little thing that just people have fun with. I'm gonna
Well,
go dabbing.
sometimes it's not very fun. Sometimes it's you burn down half of California.
I don't see the thrill in it.
You're not the one having the kid.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a fair point.
Owen,
Owen,
to answer your question, Nick, about what happens after, then like once you find out, then you can like whatever paint the room like pink or blue or all that stuff, and like kind of like
Weird
get in the
all that
mindset
stuff,
of
yeah.
we're having like this gender.
You guys
Okay.
seeing all this abortion stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Going on. That's going
relevant
on.
topic.
There's gonna be a lot
should
more
add that
gender
on.
reveals, huh, Tommy?
Just to stay on topic.
Owen, what do you pick?
Yeah, gender reveals. Sorry.
Yep, gender reveals is gonna move on. KB, what would you have picked?
I'm still on the fence because, like Nick said, I think they're just people having fun. The dab it just sucks. There's no.
What ruined the
Yeah,
dab?
I don't
Did
like-
kids ruin the dab?
There wasn't love involved. There
I think it was
wasn't-
Dan Katz.
Everyone
Dan Katz
came-
ruined the dab.
Did Dan ruin
Yeah.
the dab?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he
You remember
did.
when that little
Also,
kid
I
like
think
dabbed
the
like
dab-
Mark Cuban?
Yeah,
That was
like
very
that
Made
funny.
you
There was-
uncomfortable to dab people up because they would fake
They
you
go
out.
in.
that's what I was about to say. The dab as used to diss someone was kind of funny for a time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was
That was
prank
that was
somehow.
Jake Paul's rise to prominence. Was when he did
Yeah.
that that interview when his house was causing a ruckus in that Beverly Hills neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
And they were trying to interview him seriously, and he just kept dabbing on the reporter. And then he hit the.
Didn't he
reporter
also
with a
what
whip.
are those them?
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
Yeah,
He
it's
what are
funny.
those them? And everyone. But that's when Dave was just like, "We got to hire this guy," not knowing Jake Paul.
Yeah, him and his
was
like
much more famous
rapscallion
than we
was
are.
wheeling all around the neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think there's a kid now that on TikTok he does leg dabs. And they're kind of cool because he's like a big fat
Yeah.
guy. He
Oh,
does
that's
like
Quig. Let's get Quigs in here. I'll tell
He's
you
the
all
one of
about it.
these superhuman.
Is he
Yeah,
the one who
no,
broke into
su-
barbed wire?
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, Superhuman is so much better. He's the absolute
Wait, who
king
was
of TikTok.
Boonk
Oh, Boonk Gang.
Gang?
Oh my god.
I think he's like the pioneer of like those ice cream licking pranks. Like his prank was just
Ooh.
hurting or just ruining things.
His prank was being a criminal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being a
Yeah.
asshole. All right, next up we have the 8 versus the 9 seed. Both of these seeds are combined things. So I know we love that from the time we had watching your girlfriend get fucked by your friend and he forgets your name and all that stuff. So the number 8 seed is Ed Hardy / Von Dutch / Affliction / Tap Out t-shirts. And that is
Can we
going
add
up
the
against
Bass Pro Shop to that? But this is
Oh,
shirts. This is
yeah,
shirts.
let's add that on there too.
Yeah.
And that's going up against Spartan Runs / Mud Runs / CrossFit.
Oh, a tough mutter should be a slur. That sounds like he's won.
Tough mutter.
It sounds like Frank trying
It's-
to explain his childhood. in
Yeah, he had a
therapy.
tough mutter. Oh yeah,
Very
Owen.
good. All right, so KB, which one are you taking, the shirts or the exercising?
I'm usually a cynic, but I don't despise the tough mutters. I think
That's because you've become a workout guy.
I have, and then
Yeah.
that's why. I think the color runs are stupid. Don't try to make running like more like fun, because in the end you're just running.
Also, they would raise more money for charities if it was things that people enjoy doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Charity, it's always like, well, I'm going to torture myself, and you guys give me money for it.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and
Yeah.
watch a bunch of TV-a-thon. would
I don't
probably
get a
Oh, I'd crush
marathon
that.
for charity.
Mhm.
Just do something fun for charity.
Have an open bar.
Steve, if you could do some sort of thing similar to a 5K, but it was like a jerk off thing, would you do that? Like people would pay for you to jerk off like 10 times in a day?
I couldn't do that. I've never been able to do that. Even at my
Or
peak
what was
power.
what was your PR?
6? Nothing crazy.
You could get
I mean,
to 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could get
In a
that.
24-hour span?
With
I mean,
charity
by
on the
like
line.
4, you don't like it. By like 5 and 6, you're like borderline shooting.
Throw on
blanks.
some
So, like,
NFL draft prospect
do be
highlights
nuttin'.
and go to town.
Yeah. So
I
KB,
don't
you're
have it in me.
picking the
Um,
t-shirts.
With the t-shirt, when the Ed Hardy and the Affliction.
And Von Dutch hats.
Von Dutch, Tap Out, and also you added on Bass Pro Shop.
So you're just saying like style.
It's like well, I feel like the Ed Hardy, Von Dutch, Affliction, Tap Out is like this different variations of the same exact guy, and like the same guy's
Yeah.
probably worn all 4 of those shirts.
I was never alive, or I don't remember ever Ed Hardy being like something that wasn't made fun of.
You're right.
Mhm.
And so in a way, I respected people who wore Ed Hardy.
Yeah, but Ed Hardy also became like popular. Like a lot of celebrities were wearing Ed Hardy and shit. You know what I
I
mean?
don't
Same with like
okay.
yeah.
I think Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton was like Von Dutch too.
Well,
as
I think
well.
Ed Hardy kind of
Ashton
looks
Kutcher.
cool.
Do you actually?
It doesn't.
Yeah,
I think
was
it
thinking
kind
about
of some
one
of
the
their
other day.
designs are
I
cool.
thought it'd be neat to bring out.
Do you guys remember when like those hoodies that were popular? It was always like a dragon fighting a white tiger.
Yeah.
It was like on a hoodie.
I have one.
They had like
yeah.
Japanese symbols on the arms. Those were so
Yeah.
sick.
So you going with the shirts, KB?
No, I'm gonna go with like this tough mutter shit.
Wow. What is twist? All right, Owen.
Big agree. I think those shirts are pretty neat, and all the exercise stuff sucks.
I
Yeah.
kind of want to get a Tap Out shirt because I'm
Oh,
curious
Tap
what the
Out
reaction
shirt.
would be.
My
That's on there.
my buddy's cousin came and stayed overnight, and for a weekend brought 2 T-shirts. They were both Tap Out. Ended up having to stay the month, and went the first 2.5 weeks only wearing Tap
The
Out
2
T-shirts.
tap out.
Do you
It was
guys want to do a
incredible.
tap out competition? Who can wear a tap out shirt the longest?
Yeah, I would absolutely be
Yeah.
down.
I'm
He was the last to tap out.
Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, you have to tap out.
Yeah,
Out.
you literally have to tap out. Yeah. Okay, Nick.
I think it's so annoying that like they're pretending it's so much
Yeah,
fun.
that's what I hate. They're pretending it's fun.
You get one single beer at the end.
Even like people
Everybody
finish
gets a medal.
13 a half marathon. They're like, had a blast running this half marathon with all my friends. Like, no, you didn't.
Here's
No,
the
you
thing
had a
about the
blast
Tough
having
Mudders.
all the attention on you.
You finish, but you don't have to do the obstacles. Like you failed every single obstacle or ran around one. All you have to do is just get to the end.
I don't even know how it works.
Yeah, you can just opt out of doing one of them. You just run around it.
You
You're
can.
already filthy. Just
And
cut.
It would be
Get
awesome
dirty.
if you finished it and you were clean. That's the only time you should get a
Yeah.
beer and a medal. But these are people that
Yeah.
failed at every single one of the things, and then get a medal.
That's a very good point that people.
I'm tired of
that's
this fucking participation trophy mentality.
Bullshit, dude.
that is a good point that people enjoying it does make it way worse.
I'm going the
As
Tough
with
Mudders.
most things. All right, it's another one for Tough Mudders. Tommy.
That's tough. I had one Ed Hardy shirt back in middle school. It had like a skull on it. And I was like, this is sick. And I was like, I finally got a cool shirt. Got bullied out of wearing it almost immediately. Like one day into school. But I do feel bad. It sucks when like just the collective population decides this thing sucks now. Like Ed Hardy, like everyone just decided like, oh yeah, if you wear this, like you're a loser. And like no matter what Ed Hardy does now, it's hard to like come out of that. CrossFit, all this other shit. CrossFit, like people always say, oh, everyone always talks about CrossFit. I've never heard a person talk about CrossFit.
I agree.
Only heard a person
Make fun of
complain
it. Yeah.
that CrossFit people talk about CrossFit.
I've seen
enough.
CrossFit people say they do it, but never in like an annoying way.
Right. But
You have? Yeah. I'm sure they suck, but
They always just like are doing their thing. CrossFit gyms are never in something that was built to be a gym.
No.
It's always in like a closed down like
Auto body
Dude,
shop.
yeah, and they're always in the parking lot.
In my
It's like,
hometown, they build
they don't
one.
give a
They
fuck.
built a CrossFit gym out of a vet's office, like a veterinarian's office. I don't even know how.
The one by me, they send them running around the block, and like that's
Yes.
you pay for something that makes you run in the street.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll say I'll say the exercise people. I hate when people fashion shame, so I'll vote against the people that are just bettering themselves and being healthy and exercising and say that
Also, you have to feel for Ed Hardy. He built that up, and he just named the
Yeah.
company with his full fucking name.
And now his
and now everyone
he's associated with disgrace.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Cheah.
I'm a little biased here because I'm not a one, but a two-time Tough Mudder finisher.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
That makes sense.
How many of the things did you finish?
I think I've done all the events. I don't think I opted out of any. But nothing was like crazy. Some are maybe like the most intimidating one was like you run through some like it wasn't tear gas, but it was like some type of like smoky gas, and there's like live wires, which are like
did the
not, we're
Auschwitz
not.
fun run.
Yeah, he's about to say. He had this like
They did like be
B stuff.
inflatable in a backyard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they were fun. They were more just like a landmark basically to like get in shape because it was like a 10-mile run, and then you're doing stuff in between, so it kind of breaks it up. Yeah, the beer at the end was very lame. I hated it both times. Yeah, I guess the shittiest part about it is like you ruin a pair of shoes, but I didn't think it was lame. I would vote for the Ed Hardy stuff. I never actually owned a Von Dutch shirt or an Ed Hardy hat or any of those things. Probably because I got most of my clothes at, like Target, but yeah, I would say those.
They pretend
Yeah,
the beard's
cool.
so good at the end of the race too. There's
Yeah.
oh my god.
They need it to be
needed
good
this.
mentally. Yeah, it's a placebo beer. Coley, what would you pick?
Comfortably the running shit. Ed Hardy's sick. I'll defend that to the rest till like my dying day.
Did you own it?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Almost certainly. Yeah.
of course. But like not a lot of it because it was expensive. This is when I was in college,
Yeah.
so it was like I could only get like a few things, so it was tough. Like I was jealous.
Grails, too.
Definitely, big time. The Von Dutch stuff I feel like was like early 2000s, and I only remember them being the trucker hats.
Yeah.
I feel like tap outs. I'm sure they're not but they feel separate in my mind at least.
Mhm. So like I think it's like almost like a Pokemon evolution or a regular evolution. I don't know. I have to subset.
No, they're
Pokemon,
definitely,
but-
especially on Long Island for sure. There are people whose whole closet was just like Tap Out Affliction, like
Yeah.
Ed Hardy. Like there's definitely people who owned all of it.
Yeah.
Dave,
What are those people wearing right now?
American Eagle. I don't know.
Lululemon for sure.
Yeah, Lulu's good. I love Lululemon.
Dave, when I was an intern, made me run one of these things. I believe it was called Ruckus on like 2 days' notice. Then this was when I was doing a lot of drugs and was fat. So it wasn't like I also got a medal. So that means
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
it means nothing.
It means nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's a great argument against. All right, they're gonna move on the Spartans run / mud run /
My 6-year-old doesn't deserve one
CrossFit.
for yeah. I get a medal.
All right, now we have the
Ironmans are impressive.
Iron Man.
Yeah,
okay,
those
Iron
are-
Man,
that
totally
one
different
get
thing. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked different.
yeah, crazy different. Yeah. All right, now we have the number 1 seed versus the number 16.
Well,
seed, the
everyone's
16
answer was
seed.
yeah, all the running things. So
Some are different.
There's a bunch of stuff I guess involved too, but yeah, but it's a different level of difficulty, so not included. Now we have the number 1 seed versus number 16 seed. The 16 is the Cheah game as always, but it's actually the Cheah and Smokeson this time because Tommy had some questionable picks. I could let you guess which ones belong to who, but the first option is running backs getting selected in the first round of the NFL draft.
Okay.
This then is female bangs, and he put in parentheses hair, just in case.
That's Tommy, and that's funny.
That is Tommy, and it's fun.
Not me.
That was Cheah.
Tommy, I thought was doing it as a joke. Cheah meant seriously.
Was seriously.
Yes.
If I just put female bangs, it could have been interpreted several ways. So I just wanted to clarify.
We know
that
that's
there.
why we attributed it to Tommy.
No, my least favorite hairstyle on women by a
I
mile.
actually agree. They're so
I
ugly.
kind of agree too.
No, I think the girls that can pull it off, pull it off.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
only
but
so
it's
Very
out.
few.
It's a
Haley
narrow
Williams.
margin.
Yeah, it's
Who is it? Coley, who is this reporter at the TNT Bucks game? Maybe the worst hairstyle of anyone I've seen on television ever.
Are they on right
You're
now?
Bruce the Lynch stand.
yeah, that's true.
Cheah, you
She's
want
worse than
Hooper?
Bruce Valanche.
Oofer on Twitter.
Bruce
Super on Twitter.
I don't know her name. I think it's
Don't oof the
Stephanie
poor
something.
woman.
She was a sideline reporter for the game that just ended.
Jesus.
Real men don't objectify sideline reporters. We criticize their hairstyles.
or make fun of their husbands whenever they say something bad on ESPN or whatever. That's
Yeah.
another Barstool special, I guess. Okay, so that is after that we have bell bottoms. Bell bottoms popular, I guess, in the 70s and also early 2000s.
And coming back again.
Yeah, and next after that is super baggy clothes. I still think baggy clothes are cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still think they're pretty cool. I like them. Next is bleached blonde hair, which I agree. There was an era where people who did not fit the look of bleached blonde hair would do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to be a certain type of guy or girl or whatever to pull it off, and not everyone was. Next is thin wire glasses. After that is every superhero movie being
trend, wasn't it?
That was very fleeting.
Yeah.
Everyone can see
Zero staying power.
I'd like it on the record that none of these have been mine so far.
It's true.
Jesus, Jay, are you just submitting?
After that, all right. Now these are Tommy's ones. The 69 nice joke, which is a very long.
yeah, I think that
fuck
sucks
that.
ass now.
Great pick,
That
Tommy.
sucks ass.
Yeah, I think it's gone way too
Ironically.
far. I think it could be done. It could be done creatively at times, but if someone just sees like a tweet that says, "Oh, 69 runs" or something, and it's just immediately nice, that's not creative. It's not funny, and you should kill yourself.
It's like you can see a
Two
number.
of the 10 numbers, they're together pretty often.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A lot.
After that, in which I agree, by the way, I think that was this. It should be the winner out of this grouping. The running up crates challenge, which Tommy didn't like.
Yeah.
Oh, I
People-
loved that.
Oh, that was
That was
funny.
People
That
were
was
killing
whitewashed.
themselves. It was very dangerous.
That's hilarious.
Literally, it cost us millions of page views. The crates challenge, millions of page views.
Cost us?
Yes, we
What do you
all
mean
lost
cost?
money because. So Mark Zuckerberg's a douchebag and will randomly decide what he does and doesn't like on a whim. So we block. You remember the dude who rolled the blunt while he did it?
Yeah,
that was
Like
awesome.
legend.
the coolest guy alive. So we blogged that, obviously. And we posted it to Facebook with the world's largest website. And he decided, since that trend did not start on Facebook, we would be put in jail, which happens to us quite frequently. But
That was the thing that put us in jail.
yeah, that was what put us in jail. The crate challenge. It literally cost us millions of page views.
That's insane.
Holy shit.
It's not even bad.
A little bit of history there. After that is poking on Facebook, which
No.
like
That was
very
awesome.
useful.
yeah, that's I agree. And after that was just Macklemore.
It's an effective you up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just Macklemore as a human being. And this one I actually like too. This was a late.
Macklemore
edition
thought
from
he was
Tommy.
gay because he could draw.
Yeah,
That's really funny.
in the third grade. He was right. The
Hey.
third grade, he thought he was gay.
Yeah.
I mean,
he kept
think
his
of the
room
kids in
straight.
third grade who were exceptional at drawing.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
You had the best cursive, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Very questionable. After that, and this is again, I think one of Tommy's best ones, was saying I was born in the wrong generation.
Oh,
Mm.
boy. Is
No,
that a
you
trend
weren't.
or just like a phrase?
The
So,
best
like,
time to be alive is right
Is always
this very
now,
second.
yeah.
Always.
Mhm.
Always.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you can really classify it as a trend, but I do feel like I only heard people say it a lot from like a 15-ish year span from probably like 2005 to 2020, I guess. But like, I feel like that was the highlight era of that, more or
Because
less.
you're not in the
I-
wrong generation. You could listen to your music from the 70s and wear those clothes from the 70s or do anything else.
And you can
have
listen
all
to
the
it
options.
wirelessly on these
Every-
little
yeah.
fucking things in your
It
ears.
was like a it was like an old picture of like people parked on a beach in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah. And there's always, I love
Yeah.
those ones when it's from like a girl and they're like, yeah, I wish I was born in the wrong generation. I wish men looked like this. Like, bro, they would beat you. And
Yeah.
they
They
would
will
beat a
strike you.
sandwich out of you.
And then
What
if
are
you told the
talking about?
cops, they would come and beat
Yeah,
you
the
as well.
cops-
Everybody in that photo is very racist.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the best thing about it too. It's almost like the Louis C.K. bit. Like the people who say I was born in the wrong generation, you better be white if you're tweeting that because it's most likely you're the only person that wants to be in a different generation.
I would also tie this in with like when people are like, can this year just end already or whatever? Like, can 2020, can
When a celebrity
2021, is
dies.
just like things will just magically change because one
I'll
day.
even pile onto that. Those are the same people that reboots ruin their childhood.
Yeah,
Dude, don't watch.
Don't watch
Yeah.
it.
Pixar didn't
Don't
fall off. You're not 12.
This
anymore.
movie for kids sucks.
Space Jam
Yep.
2.
Like close your like the Tyler Creator joke. Like, how are you
Yes.
getting cyberbullied? Close your eyes.
Yeah, close the
Don't watch
computer,
it.
shut off the computer.
My childhood.
Ruin.
All right,
And
so
while
for
we're
the
at it,
chain
people who
game,
said, I thought it was still March 2020.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
But my
Ugh.
chain pick would be the 69 nice joke, which I do think is a good pick. But Coley, which chain option stood out the most for you?
It's got to be drafting a running back in the first round. Disgusting. It's true. It's a disgusting, horrific thing. I honestly thought that one was Tommy's since he's a Giants fan and still not overtaking
That's true.
Saquon.
Yeah, that makes more sense actually. All right, so that's one for drafting a running back in the first round. Cheah, are you going to follow it up?
Drafting a running back in the first round and female bangs are
That's the what do you call it? The follow
Was
up
that
James
ever a
Hong song.
trend?
yeah,
That's
definitely.
just a current option.
When was that a trend?
like
Yeah, I
very
don't think you've
recently, I
ever.
think.
I guess right now even.
Yeah, we're in it.
I rarely see bangs.
You
I
rarely
texted
see
a picture
females,
to the
bro.
group of a person who I think objectively is a pretty good-looking person that just has maybe the worst bangs I've ever seen in my life.
That's when William Hung gets up there in the years. That's going to be like his first mistake is singing female bangs.
Well, he could just say
Um,
she bangs, KenJac.
That's what I'm saying. My joke was that he had his Alzheimer's and forgot it's she bangs.
Oh,
It's female
yeah.
bangs
Okay.
instead.
Oh.
Okay, so are you going to go with that, Shay?
Ooh,
Steven, imagine
damn.
taking a running back third overall.
Yeah, fuck. You gotta go running back.
with female bangs.
You can't do it because once in a while, someone pulls off like female bangs. It is rare, but running back in the first round, you can't do it.
Yep. All right, that's 2 for that. That's a big lead in the chain game. Tommy,
I'll go the 69. Nice joke.
2-2, all tied up. Nick,
Wrong generation. Fuck you.
wrong generation. 1 for wrong generation. Owen,
Drafting a running back in the first round.
I think it's gonna move on. Unless
What if
something
it's
crazy
late?
happens.
What if it's a late first round?
I don't
I don't care
understand
if
this
it's
one.
generational.
Listen, you don't even
talent.
get that the
It's
fifth
player
year.
that
not
impacts
hard
the
no.
team the most. The player gets the most.
Yeah, but
The
there
most
you
touches.
can find running backs. They're a dime a dozen.
Steve, he hasn't seen any data.
Mike did
Okay.
get head
But like, what
ass.
about late first round?
Well, the Jets drafted Kevin Nugent, the kicker, in the first round.
Mike Nugent? Mike Nugent.
Mike Nugent.
Mike Nugent? And who's Kevin Nugent? Because that's somebody.
That
I'm
sounds
thinking
like
of
someone you would
Kevin
bring up from
Wynn,
school.
Every Korean.
Which one would you pick,
Nugent,
KB?
Ohio State.
I'm over the 69 shit is it's like me wearing a goofy clothing. It's
All right, gonna
Not
have to flip a coin then. Shay, pick heads or tails.
3-3-1 tie. We've never had this.
Tails never fails.
Tails never fails.
We're moving on.
All right, let's see. Fuck Google. Flip a coin.
Never fails. I already won.
Come on.
It is heads. It is heads. 69 is gonna move on.
Boo.
Yeah.
no, actually change mine to the running back. I want to see that play some other heavy.
All right.
Double down so heavily on
Well-
a 50-50 chance.
Running back is going up against the 1 seed, and this is the 1 seed because it was on all the lists submitted, and it was when I tweeted it out, like probably the most responded to one, and it's planking. Planking was very stupid. It was a ridiculous trend. It made no sense, and I don't know how anyone. That's one of the few trends where like I didn't participate at all. And I was
Don't
happy I
add KB on Facebook. Let me tell you that, because that boy. Let's
It
say
is-
he's on top of his fridge.
I think
have
it's
a few
funny.
as well.
That is a funny position, especially in like weird settings.
All right. Well, KB, you're first up to vote.
Versus the running backs.
It's the running backs. Yes.
I'm pro planking. I don't think it was ever overdone, and it was
Okay.
it was harmless. It was funny. Running backs.
Disagree.
Yeah, planking like was ironic right off the bat. Like it was making
I
fun
think
of
I think
itself right
planking
away.
was irony.
It
All right,
was
so you're
always
gonna
funny.
stick with running backs
and
too,
you
Owen?
can't draft a running back in the first round.
I learned that.
It's a great point. Tommy.
Me?
Yeah.
No, you skipped.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry,
you
Nick.
skipped
Sorry.
our
This is
sweet boy.
yeah.
So, thank you. The team I root for has a first round running back.
Najee Harris.
It was a bad pick.
It was at the end of the first.
It was not.
They're not in win now mode.
Wait, which team are you talking about with him? He's a
Steelers.
Steelers fan, no?
Yeah, Najee Harris last year. Bad.
Yeah,
pick.
and he's pretty good though.
So I got
but
drafted after
jeez.
him.
It's planking is a funny position, and you're in a place where you're not supposed
I
to
want
be.
to do it right now to prove to you. I guess guaranteed laughs.
Why don't you?
Do it. Do it right now. Do it right now for the YouTube fellas.
No.
Just do a plank
you
right
guys.
over the desk. It's a 3-0 vote
Like,
right
Lenny
now for
Burke is
against.
passing us right now. If he planked right now, I would laugh.
I don't know if he can plank.
No, he can't. He doesn't have the dexterity to plank. He's not spry
kind of-
enough to get into that position.
He kind of V's.
Right up the lay down.
He can't even
Yeah.
vertically plank.
Not spry enough to lie.
Can't stand.
Can't stand up.
He can't raise his
It's like a turtle.
John McCain.
I think
Trips.
outstretched arms are hilarious. I think yeah.
It's taking a running back in the first round.
All right, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, Coley did bring it up. Taking Saquon second overall single-handedly set the Giants back 5 years. Josh Allen was on the fucking board. Like,
Saquon, Zeke, Gurley.
Saquon sucks. Mr. Dance is back there. Yeah, I gotta go running back in the first round.
It's gonna move on. Cheah, I'm assuming you would have picked it as well.
Definitely. I mean, I root for a team that has a first round running back, but we didn't draft him.
Mhm.
His
Mhm.
original team
He did the
cut him
voice.
after a couple of years.
He did.
Leonard
He did.
Fournette, shout out Barstool Lenny, our coworker.
Mhm.
And he's a
Definitely
blogger.
taking a running back in the first round.
Mm-hmm. And like I think about it this way too: the Chargers have an undrafted free agent as their
Yeah.
primary running back, and he's incredible, and he's better than
Yep.
probably all the first round running backs from the last few years. Coley.
Yeah, I mean, planking. it hit the internet at the right point in time. Because like if it came out now, if it was a TikTok trend, it would get run into the ground so quickly.
Yeah.
But it hit at such a perfect time where it's really like, yeah, if KB planked right now, I would like if you imagine him planking right on top of Owen, that'd be hysterical.
Every time I clicked on like stumble upon in the top right corner of my laptop and saw it, I was geeking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I was looking at
what's like is there any plank videos? Because the whole humor is just a still image.
My friends in high school actually made like a sketch about planking. I'll text it to you guys.
Yeah.
Please do. All right, before we get into the second half of the bracket, let's hear really quick from BetterHelp. Look, life can be overwhelming, and a lot of people can get burned out without even knowing it. You know, symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, and more. It doesn't matter what your job is. Anyone can feel burnout. I felt it in my job all the time, especially when you get creative burnout. It really, really sucks. And I think we associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. You know, any of our roles in life can lead us to feeling burned out. And with BetterHelp Online Therapy, they want to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone who can help you figure out what's causing all the stress in your life. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. I've used BetterHelp over the pandemic and it was awesome. Really helped you, like, especially if you don't feel super comfortable maybe going all the way to an office, or if you just want to do it over Zoom. It's very super helpful. It's, and again, a much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can help lower your stress levels. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Lights Camera Barstool listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/lights. That's BETTERHELP.com/lights. Thank you to BetterHelp. Let's get into the second half of our bracket. The 11 seed versus the 6 seed. The 6 seed, we kind of talked about already, so I'll just throw it off the bat, which is YouTube Pranksters. Where YouTube Pranksters, they had a little bit of an era where they were unfortunately very popular and they were the worst humans alive. Like they would be included under the lick ice cream people, I guess. But also I'm thinking like, who's the kid that used to work?
210 pretended to kill himself in front of his grandma.
He also pretended to be dead in front of his girlfriend,
which is a legitimate prank.
But it's hilarious. Lance 210 is funny because he just kept he introduces himself as Lance 210. That's really fucking funny.
I'm thinking like Joshy Crocs dropping the giant tub of milk in the subway, like shit like that. Like nobody likes that.
You guys remember like Ed Bassmaster? Or
yes,
Jack Vale? I thought they were pretty.
I liked him.
So
who was the French guy?
Breed.
Oh, the French Remy Gillard was the best YouTuber ever.
Yeah.
So those are there are good YouTube
pranksters.
We were talking about like the fake ones.
Yeah.
They do the Lamborghinis with the girl.
Yeah.
It's like
and
telling
it would be
my
like
girlfriend she's pregnant and then giving her a Tesla instead.
It's like
robbing a guy in the hood.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Asking a guy
dunking on black people is like,
and they're just wearing 3D movie glasses
with
punched
tape
out
in the middle,
with tape in the middle,
and suspenders. Like, no, hey, do you want to hoop? And just like,
you know,
that's
the classic 21st century nerd.
Can you all believe this nerd wants to play me in basketball? This 6'6" jack
guy
nerd
with the glasses and tape.
I'm gonna body this dude.
Yeah, they are just.
Looks like a D1 basketball player, but I bet he can't dunk.
Who's that nerd? Who's that guy that's like now addicted to ayahuasca?
Connor Murphy.
His prank was taking off his shirt.
Can I get your number? Then she's like, I don't know. Then he takes his shirt off. What about now?
The Lamborghini guy was the best.
He was bad.
He got the worst hair tattoo ever. You know, guys get like the tattoo of like hair.
I didn't know it.
Yeah, like there's a special tattoo gun where it like is as small as hair, so you can get like a buzz cut tattooed. Looks okay. His is the worst ever. The funniest fucking thing.
Joey Salads.
He pissed in his mouth and ran for Congress.
He ran for Congress.
Yep. Immediately, like he started pissing his mouth when he announced his run for Congress.
Coley,
within the same year.
On Carlos Boozer's head.
Oh yeah,
paint.
That's
like polish.
Yeah,
like it's like Beijing, something like that. I can't remember the words for it, but yeah,
he talked about it on PMT. I remember.
Really?
Huh?
He talked about it on PMT. I forget what he said it was, but it was like his barber just like, "Hey, let me fix your hairline really quick," and he's like, "All right, I'll trust you." And he just did the worst thing in human history to his head. It was a tough scene for him. Anyway, YouTube Pranksters is going up against the number 11 seed. The number 11 is the Epic Bacon / Mustache era of which was
Yeah.
absolutely horrible. There's the people that would like, for some reason, mustaches had to be involved with everything. People would wear the glasses with the mustaches hanging off with on their, so be over their mustache. And like everything had to be like some sort of epic bacon joke or whatever. So we're going to start out with you this time, Coley. YouTube pranksters or the epic bacon / mustache era?
Like YouTube pranksters are just bad people.
Yeah.
I don't know that I can consider them a trend.
They're not pranks either.
Never.
Right.
They're just inconveniencing somebody that doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
You want real pranks? Turn on True TV. Watch my boys Joe, Q, and Sal. Throw on some practical jokers, please.
Actually, Joe's not there.
Q, and Sal.
Yeah.
The internet, like one of the first messages people just had to get to one another was like, "Can you believe how fucking good bacon is?"
Yeah.
I don't know why and I think Chaps was one of the first people I ever saw like truly rail against the bacon people. Like they're just truly celebrating like a condiment. It's a meat that can't stand on its own 2 feet. Like it needs to be. It's a role player, and the whole internet. Huh?
BLTs?
Yeah, terrible sandwich.
Yeah, not a great one.
It's a poor person sandwich. Like, if you call it what it is, like it's down there with like the bolognas. Like it's one of those. It has to be the epic bacon thing. Like the phrase "epic bacon" means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. I don't even want to like the mustache people. They're at least they're just bad at having fun. Like they're trying. The epic bacon people, like that was a pandemic of sorts.
All right, Cheah.
So like I kind of understand what you're saying. What's like an example of the bacon joke? You said like epic bacon.
Epic mealtime. Wrap it in bacon. Bacon, more bacon.
An aesthetic too.
Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Like having
okay.
How does that
like
relate
a
to
bacon
mustaches?
laptop
I'm a little
Bacon was like
So-
there's bacon chapstick, bacon soda.
But like bacon has an appeal.
It's
It's,
like
it's
my
a
mind
good tasting
24/7,
food. And the
bacon.
mustache was odd.
Mustache was weird.
How do they
It was
relate?
always
to
those girls wearing mustache.
Same guy.
necklaces.
Same
It
guy
was
would do
always
both
the
things.
guy.
The mustache and bacon thing. They would usually be like the same person. They'd be like posting epic mustache things and all that sort of nonsense.
The phrase "epic" was extremely overused a few years ago.
Also,
I'm gonna go with what's that?
Like Ellie, the French, like
Le.
Oh,
Let
the
them
bacon.
pick
Yeah.
The bacon stuff didn't annoy me as much because it didn't come on my radar really till just now. So I'm gonna say the YouTube prankster.
I love that description. Like, yeah, no kidding. Then it didn't bother you until right now. You're like, it didn't bother me as much until this literal second.
it didn't bother me when I had no idea it existed.
Not lying.
All right, so which one are you gonna pick?
I don't think you have the ability to.
No.
YouTube
I'm
pranksters?
picking the YouTube pranksters. Yeah.
All right, it's 1-1. Tommy.
I mean, I think the same people who constantly talk about how good bacon is are the 69 nice joke people. I think that's a pretty circular Venn diagram. I don't understand
all of
the
them kind of
mustache
are.
part of this thing. I'm getting a little confused there. But I will say the YouTube pranksters, I know they're bad people. Sometimes they make me laugh. Killing yourself in front of your grandma, that's just fucking funny. That's just funny. The bacon thing is not funny. So I'm going to say, like, for me, this vote is thinking liking bacon as a personality trait is a bad trend.
Good point. All right, Nick.
Bacon isn't even the best breakfast meat.
No, it's
like third.
Yeah.
like that Filipino sausage. Yeah. That's up
A
there.
la
It goes
Singa.
an L, a Signa.
Yeah, it's not bacon's. That bacon trend was so strange. It was the same people that like loved narwhals and like cats, and they're probably the same people that posted Follow Fridays. Followed all those
They
trends.
were the number one posters of like this, and I'll tell you how I feel about you, or like for those people. Yeah.
Respond with a number.
Yes.
So I guess this happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
For also like Throwback Thursday, Way Back Wednesday,
Flashback Friday.
You could just those were just
Memory
people.
Monday.
Memory Monday. What was Tuesday?
Yeah, there was.
There was
Too many Instagram
yeah.
Tuesdays.
There was like. That was weird. Woman Crush Wednesday was
Man
creepy.
Crush
Mm.
Month.
Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Creepy.
Yes.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Posting
WCW is
women
pretty cool.
you
Tagging a
just
woman you
openly
don't
wanted to
know.
Fuck, yeah.
To everybody, it's like I'm gonna
For
fuck
sure.
this woman.
Definitely.
I did that,
That'll
and
ruin
I
my grade.
tagged. I think I tagged Sarah Hyland in one when the girl from Modern Family. I was just like, yeah, maybe she'll see it. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, she didn't.
Oh my
At
God,
all.
I'm Jack Kennedy's Woman Crush Wednesday. Thanks, Jack.
Sure, that meant a
Wow,
lot to
so
him.
nice.
The bacon people, because it's like it's a very, you know, everything about them.
Yeah.
They
They're-
shared what did the fox say.
Mhm. I think the bacon was a political agenda too.
Yeah.
It has
Mhm.
xenophobic roots for sure.
Yeah,
It was during the Iraq War.
it definitely
Mhm.
was.
And what was the other option? I already
Prank
forget.
YouTube pranksters.
Yeah, that's still worse. Like the Lance 210s are so bad that they
Yeah.
ruin, I think, everything else for me.
Epic Bacon, probably the most haram trend of all time, out of all the ones that have existed.
The YouTube pranksters, they figured out a loophole to get rich.
Yeah,
And I don't think they liked what they were doing. They are terrible people, but there was no incentive to doing the bacon and mustache thing. So I'm going with that.
All right, it's gonna move on. The Epic Bacon mustache people. Okay, let's just wait for Cheah to come back.
People were getting
Yeah, it's paid.
mustache tattoos.
yeah. So like on their fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were tough ones. That's a tough one to look back on.
I'm in an absolute rabbit hole of Ron Swanson memes right now. These are just
Oh,
terrible.
man.
Terrible.
Oh,
they're,
they are the
dude.
people that like attributed, like lauded him as the alpha male
Yeah.
because he had a
Yeah.
mustache and liked woodworking.
Is there a minion
one-
Ron
for him,
Swanson?
yeah.
Because I feel like those people, the Epic Bacon people, are also
Definitely.
big time minion people.
This meme.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like being like a bourbon snob, bacon,
Yeah.
wood,
We're talking about idiots.
and like
I think.
All these people like genuinely wanted to become like him to be president,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the actor.
and like they were
They
like,
needed
"Oh,
a
I'm a
president that got
libertarian."
40
Like,
eggs.
He leaned into it
Fine.
hard too. I respect the shit out of him for just
Yeah.
like
oh fuck yeah, you have to.
Dude,
he made his
cashed
whole
in on it.
stand-up
He made
around
that.
it.
He made that book about like woodworking and stuff that people were buying up because they thought he was manly. He probably doesn't know shit about that.
No,
He's
he
cashing in on it.
legitimately does like woodworking. Like he's been doing that his whole life.
That's so
Oh.
he says in his book. I see you were an Epic Bacon person, Coley.
No, he's like him and Conan do a lot together.
I'm not knocking him as a person. I'm knocking the others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That I think is a great Venn diagram though. The Epic Bacon people, Ron Swanson people, and Minion people, because those are the same human.
See, I think of them as the people who in like in 2014 they kind of pivoted to like microbreweries.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Right.
became
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
Big
yeah.
IPA. They're keeping the IPA business afloat.
Now they're doing like bourbon.
Yeah, and they married pumpkin spice latte girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I swear to God, dude, this Goose Island is so much better than your Miller Lite. It's so
Barrel-
great.
It's aged in a bourbon barrel.
Yes, always aged in a bourbon barrel.
Where did Cheah go?
Cheah's
Or
Wi-Fi
what?
dropped. Yeah, we'll be back in a second. I wonder if we could just start the next one without
I was
him.
gonna say
But
he's second to last in this one, anyways.
yeah, but I want him to know what the options are to hear the arguments and everything. So, you know what? I don't think he's gonna have a lot to offer in this one anyway. Let's just shoot right through without him.
never know.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. As we wait for Stephen Cheah to come back, let's move on to the number 3 seed versus the number 14 seed. The number 3 seed is Slacktivism, which is a term I found, which I don't like the term, but the term is good. So Slacktivism includes like Coney 2012 people. It includes like, blacking out your profile picture, people that do activism that has no like
Impact,
consequence whatsoever other than
Talking about
performatively
the
showing
thing.
off that you care about this thing.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. So Slacktivism is going up against the number 14 seed, which is, and I put this as a strictly girls thing, but I'm sure guys do this too. I just haven't been on the other side of that. Mentioning The Office in your dating profile. Which that is something where it is so prevalent. It's crazy. Like you could not swipe more than once without finding a girl whose thing was like, we'll get along if you like The Office. We'll get along if I quote The Office and you know what I'm talking about. Like all shit like that nonstop. And I'm sure guys did the same thing. But number 3, why do I keep saying Slacktivism versus number 14, mentioning The Office in your dating profile. This time we'll start with you, KB.
I think the Office thing is kind of harmless. I think it's people because the Office is a good show. I believe they liked it. It wasn't fake. And I believe they were just trying to attract a partner and do whatever they can to put themselves out there.
Sounds like you did it.
I mean, it's
No,
a universally
it's
beloved
annoying.
show.
It's
It casts a
annoying,
wide net.
but
It makes sense.
But as opposed to the Slack or
Slacktivism?
whatever that is, like I feel like that's a lot of
Virtue signaling.
frauds. Like the people who were standing in line for the Ukraine bakery, and there was a long line, and they loved being in the line. They were like, "What?
Take pictures
They,
of me.
pretended to like a raw beat. Oh,
Yeah, that is the funniest thing. Like, oh, this dirt
that week.
soup is so good because it's for the people of Kiev. Like, no, you're doing nothing. You're doing literally nothing. So you're gonna pick the Slacktivism, KB?
Yeah,
Ditto.
without doubt, of course that is the worst.
You.
It's the same people that think they're sacrificing their birthday on Facebook and they're asking for donations on their birthday for like. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's it's my birthday, so I'm asking as a gift for you to donate to.
Oh
This-
yeah.
And it's like
Oh,
always
It's like near and dear
5
to my heart, and it's St. Jude's. Like,
Yeah.
everybody cares about children.
Yeah.
Where
And
people
it's always like so sad. Like their goal is like $20, and they're like, "We're almost there." Yeah,
It's like, just don't order that milk bar.
People do it after a
Yeah.
viral tweet now too. Like after a viral tweet, they'll drop like, make sure you go vote in your local election.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
shut up.
I'd rather
Drop
you
your
ask for
Instagram handle.
fucking dildos or whatever than fucking ask me to vote in your
Dude,
replies.
Sash showed me this girl's TikTok link tree, and it had like 75 links to donate.
Oh,
Who's
my-
going to like page 6 of that?
Yeah.
It's insane.
all right. So all 3 of you are picking Slacktivism.
yeah. I donated
I'm gonna-
to your charity. Please fuck me.
I Haitianed my way into some pussy. All right, Tommy, you're up.
Dudes that think they can get laid from that like are celebrating natural disasters.
Yes, they're like, oh my god, I'm gonna donate to so many.
No, they,
Got
you
that
know
for
they get
Katrina.
so giddy when something new, a new tragedy happens.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Tommy, you're up. Slacktivism versus mentioning the
And
office
like the
dating
fucking
profile.
opaque Ukraine flag covers up their ugly ass face.
Yeah, I hate both these things. Like the Office thing, it's just such a low. Like statistically, it might be the most popular TV show of all time. So that for that to be the only bar to get along with someone is pathetic. Slacktivism is it too soon? Can we talk about how crazy that day was 2 years ago, where the whole world woke up and was like, "Holy shit! Do I have to post a black square on my Instagram?"
It
Like,
was
that
worse
was-
for me
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikki was in a tough
because
spot.
I don't post on Instagram very often, and my post from 2 weeks prior to that happening was just a navy blue square, and it just said, "I love this color."
Yeah.
And everybody's commenting like, "Pretty fucked up, man." Because if you went to my
Your
page,
latest picture was
Yeah.
just
and at the
a
time it was
blue
a funny
square.
post.
a blue square.
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah, so you're doing a Blue Lives Matter square, basically.
Yeah, pretty
In the
much.
face of that. That was
your
that's a
best
tough
post.
scene.
It was.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an example of people being like, I don't care about the issue, but how can I have the appearance that I care about the issue?
Mhm.
What can I do to like make people think that I care?
But on the
Like,
flip side, I think there are people who care and
Yes,
are
but
kind
this
of
is
assholes.
Slacktivism.
Yeah, we're
Like,
assholes.
you can't do anything about this cause.
Right.
So,
But I want to like see a girl like in her archive having a black square, like she took it off her grid.
yeah.
I remember what is a good example of this was I remember someone replied to Big Cat like a couple days after the war in Ukraine started, and he's like, "Yeah, hi, fucking dickhead. How about you use your platform to raise awareness about the war in Ukraine? Like everyone knows what is happening in the Ukraine. The entire world is talking about it. No one is not
Yeah.
talking about the
Imagine
Ukraine."
he didn't know until Dan Katz
Yeah,
tweeted
until
about it.
Big Cat tweeted about it.
Cheah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking
Probably
about?
would
Yeah.
Like a Boston college frat guy knowing about Ukraine isn't going to help them.
Yes.
Not until Big Cat had Ukraine on his hot seat, cool throne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, why the fuck's Putin on the Mount Flushmore?
Holy
So
shit.
yeah, I'll go Slacktivism.
All right, that's another. It's gonna move on, but Cheah, by the way, in case I know you had missed it, it was Slacktivism, which is like fake activism, basically, versus girls or guys mentioning The Office in their dating profile, which is something I don't think pertains to you at all or has ever affected you.
Yeah, I would say Slacktivism, just because I'm not paying attention to that stuff.
You were a milk hunter on Tinder, though. We learned that a couple weeks ago.
I was. But I was also very into The Office at that time. I didn't have an Office quote, though. Technical question. I'm vertical right now. If I turn this sideways, does it move me sideways?
You'll be planking.
No.
No,
yeah,
Yes, it does.
You are planking in the middle of our thing right now, literally.
Yes, it does.
Just turn.
How do I
just
turn it?
your
I'm
thumb.
gonna fuck up the thing for Gooch.
Goochman says turn it back sideways.
Sideways.
Now you're.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
Wait,
better.
that's better.
Hold it. Now. Yeah.
There.
You're
That's
good.
perfect.
Can you
Yeah.
guys see me? Okay, it looks all
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
blue.
yeah,
We
yeah.
can see
You're
you.
right side up.
Can we hear you?
Now,
Wait,
All
talk.
right.
Let's
You're
make sure
filling
we
out
can
the
hear. We
square.
see you perfect. Can you?
Check me. Check.
yeah, this
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
way
yeah,
better.
Mike's sounds better
Perfect.
too, even.
Is it
Perfect.
displaying okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
is perfect.
Playing the right way.
We've been
for us.
perfect for multiple seconds now. Okay, Coley, Slacktivism versus mentioning The Office.
I'm a big ends justify the means kind of guy. So even like there is some pathetic slacktivism for sure. Those if you're raising even $20 or something, I'm gonna give you a pass. I don't really care what your intentions are at that point. Office quote. Grow up. Just grow up. Like Tommy said, like it's for this generation specifically, I don't know if there's anything like you. I think if you just wrote like I like bread, less people would relate to you.
Yes.
That's a pretty good. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good dating profile.
Yeah.
The anti-gluten people would be all over your ass. Just have smokes.
It's like
My friend has in his Hinge just 3 prompts about how he takes cold showers. Or just like, we'll get along if I take cold showers. A shower thought I recently had is, wow, this water is freezing cold. And like some other one.
so like yeah. I think that it's just there's no point in referencing it because it's almost like when people say like, "What do you like to do?" Yeah, I like to travel. Everyone likes to travel. Like, what do you? It means nothing. It's a moot answer.
So
to a
many
question.
people want to go on adventures. No, you
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Spicy margs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They are good.
that's the same thing as
Mhm.
the Office as far as relatability for sure. Okay, next up we have the number 10 seed versus.
Marks are good.
They're great. The number 10 seed versus the number 7 seed. The number 10 seed is, and we're almost part of this in a sense, influencers in general, which are just like, I feel like influencers are a way for people to be served an ad and feel okay about it because it's not involved with the corporation. Almost it's like indirectly. It's almost like they're like Iran Contraing like people into buying shit. It's like very like convoluted. And they're going up against the number 7 Frosted Tips, which was on a lot of lists. And Frosted Tips could be done very cool. I was someone who tried Frosted Tips, but did not look very cool. And in middle school, I came in one day with them. No, I never didn't do this. No, that was I dyed my hair. That was totally
You did
different.
that recently, right?
That was just
It's all right.
completely dyed hair. That was totally different. But
Yeah.
in middle school, I did Frosted Tips with like this gel shit, and I came in the first day with it, and the front desk lady made me wash out of my hair before I went to class because she's like, "You look like a fool, an absolute moron. You have to wash this out of your hair before you go to
It's all
class."
the justification.
Which is
they
great.
do.
Yes, exactly. So we'll start out with you this time, Coley. Which one would you pick, Frosted Tips or influencers?
You know, boys, it's about that time of the week where I toss my abstain card on the table. I think both of these things are extremely cool. If you look at like for some reason every white player in the 90s in the NBA had Frosted Tips. They all look cool. Obviously, as a bald, this is something I've always been jealous of. And being an influencer, I mean, you talk about the easiest money a person can make. Like that just means you're a hot person 99% of the time. Like that's lame. We're saying being hot's lame. Not on this show, pal. I abstain.
Yeah.
The abstain from the McMahon. Cheah.
We're not sideways, are we?
Are we sideways?
Cheah is
Cheah?
upright.
I can't really see what the I'm looking side, but I don't know what this looks like in
Oh no, we're
Yeah,
good.
no,
We were flipped for
you're
a second.
good.
We were
Oh.
flipped for a second.
No, you're not. Now you're
What are you
sideways.
doing? No.
Here, Cheah,
What do
Cheah,
you-
flip.
You're making
no,
Goochman's
no,
life
Cheah,
a
one more
pure hell right
rotation.
now.
my
Cheah,
Wi-Fi
one
went out,
more
so I have to use my
rotation.
phone now.
Yeah,
Cheah,
but
you're,
if you
you're
have to
still
flip it one
sideways.
more.
One more.
One more in
You
the
went
same
over
direction.
One extra. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Am I just upside down?
No. I feel like
can't
you
even really
think you're upside down. That's hilarious.
Goochman's
How are
life
you-
is.
Are we all upside down to you?
Is
Yeah,
your
but it's like
orientation lock on?
All right, you're good there.
I don't know what that is. I have to use my phone. My Wi-Fi went out.
This is
No,
just
it's
fine.
fine.
We're
We're
good.
good.
Just normal now.
Yeah. All right. So
Alright,
Cheah, what
whatever.
are you picking? Influencers or frosted tips?
Yeah, I agree with Coley. Influencers are very cool. I think all of us would love to be an influencer to the fact we're getting thousands of dollars for an Instagram ad. Frosted tips, I mean, they had their time. I mean, it's just a normal fad like most things in the 90s.
Actually, could you put googly eyes on your chin?
Do I have googly eyes?
Yeah, do you
Oh.
have
Yeah,
Google?
that's your
I think you'll fit into the frame better if you have googly eyes on your chin.
Something, yeah.
Is there any way that would...
You got to put him up.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
That's
so this
pretty
would be
upside
like if
down,
Cheah
huh?
was a vampire.
You guys just pulling my leg.
Oh my God, you've rotated so many
Were you
times.
holding your phone upside down?
Yeah, you guys were saying that's what I was supposed to do. Whenever we've had someone on whatever, it's like, all right, you don't want them to be the vertical, so you have to turn their phone sideways. But when I'm doing that, it's not turning sideways. So I don't know if
It's you
It's
can
really
leave it
so
sideways.
dumb.
It's just for Gooch is going to edit it so you're flipped sideways. So like if you keep it sideways, you're set. You're fine. It's just Gooch is going to flip you.
Oh, we gotta leave.
I'm
that
vertical
whole-
right now. Do you want me to move sideways?
Yeah, Goochman, we want him to be horizontal, right? We want him to be sideways.
Do what you want to
You're
do.
locked.
Steven,
I don't
swipe
know.
down.
I don't know what I locked. I'm in Safari
Oh.
right now.
Hold on. Swipe down on the top right of your phone so that all like the options pop up.
Okay.
And then there's going to be one that's like, oh boy,
lock.
it's a circle. You
Padlock.
don't know what those are. There's a padlock inside a circle.
If your phone was a football field, it'd be around the 30.
That's helpful. Who's 30? Can't find it.
Oh boy.
Just you
No
have
way.
the portrait lock button. I promise you have it.
Okay, there's a lock inside something.
A
Yeah,
circle.
click it.
Yes.
A circle with an arrow.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Shit,
Oh,
that just took me
Wait,
through
are
a
we talking
timer.
about the orientation lock?
Yeah.
That he
Yeah.
doesn't know about?
The timer.
What a pure man.
Now
Pure
flip
man.
sideways.
No,
Now flip
oh,
sideways.
here we go. Orientation lock off. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas.
Mhm.
Hey!
No.
Look who did technology.
How many employees does it take to get portrait lock off an iPhone? Incredible work.
You also just taught me how to find the flashlight. I never knew how to find the flashlight. I have an app.
No
That is
way.
a flashlight.
wait. You have a separate app for your for a flashlight?
Yeah, and it plays ads on volume. It's very annoying.
He's using the flashlight app with ads.
Wait, is it just under your screen? Does it make your screen white?
Yeah, is it the one
Yeah.
that makes
The only man truly born in the wrong generation.
Steven Trey.
That app
You
is
worked
literally
for- you
it's
worked
been
for
a necessity
Amazon
for me
before.
on multiple
Yeah.
occasions.
I use it every single
Several,
day.
yeah, every
It's
day.
a common
I
meme
need
that
it.
it had to used to be
I
an app
need
in
it.
like 2008.
Wait, did you know about
It
swiping the
accidentally
top right of your
turns on.
phone?
A lot.
I did not know that.
Cheah, on a Friday night, do you have
How do you
there's
turn your
12
Wi-Fi and
chugs from the
Bluetooth?
beer app on your iPod Touch?
Wait, what? I turn my Wi-Fi on. Like, I
How do
know
you turn
to
your
use the
Wi-Fi on?
settings.
Through
Settings.
settings. It has to be
Settings.
through settings.
Settings.
Yeah. Is there another way to turn your
Bluetooth
Wi-Fi on?
The same
Yeah, that
port.
same that drop right.
What about brightness?
Yeah, your brightness, your
the
volume.
brightness of your phone.
All
Are
in
you
my
under the
settings.
impression brightness is automatic?
Okay. Look right here. You see all this stuff? There's so many options you need to go look through. At
You
some
can
point.
add stuff to it too.
Yeah, you can add more. I have the base set. It's kind of like
You
a
can
football
add
base
from
set.
that bitch.
Wait, you guys don't use settings for those things?
No,
No.
we use
No,
the
we
command center. That
wipe
same thing you were
down.
just on.
Oh
it?
man.
There's
Has
low
your
power
phone
mode.
never been off of orientation lock?
I've never touched it, so probably not.
I'm shocked
Wait,
it comes
you've
standard.
never watched a game and it took up the whole phone?
Why am I watching a game on my phone? I have a TV.
You don't always like you've never watched a
Or like
video
a
on your
clip
phone where
Twitter,
it's
like a
flipped.
football clip on Twitter.
No, like YouTube does it.
When it goes,
If you-
YouTube
yeah,
does it,
automatically,
or
yeah.
YouTube
But
does it,
like
does it.
Pornhub doesn't.
Like, don't you watch?
Yeah,
highlights on
Pornhub
Twitter?
doesn't.
Pornhub doesn't.
Pornhub
He's
doesn't.
pinching and
Hey,
zooming on the
you-
pussy.
Yeah, he's got that tiny ass. The worst view.
No, I've
You've been beaten off in 1920, 1080?
Yeah.
no. I don't really use my phone for that.
What do you watch your porn on?
Okay.
iPad.
Oh, that's depraved.
Why? It's a bigger
Depraved.
bigger
Depraved.
screen.
Depraved.
Depraved. iPad porn guys.
That's
What?
that is.
Wait, why is that bad? It's a bigger screen.
Dude, if I see like
That's hornier answer than desktop.
if I see Bucks guy commenting on Pornhub and it says sent from my iPad,
Name sent from my iPad under a video.
Jay.
What a fucking journey that just was. All right,
love
so
it.
the point is, what are you picking? Influencers or frosted tips?
Frosted Tips definitely worth. Being an influencer would be sweet.
All right, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go frosted tips too.
Two for
you get
frosted.
paid off influencing, not off having frosted tips, unless you're an influencer with frosted tips. But
Mhm.
still frosted tips.
Nick.
It's Frosted Tips.
Oh yeah, they're gonna move on. But Owen.
Influencers, get over yourselves, you 7.
KB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, influencers. I think they're like collectively like some of the worst people, but
Horrible
You
people.
can't call it a trend that's not worth like jumping on if you can.
Fair enough. All right, Frosted Tips is moving on. Now we have the number 2 seed versus the number 15. The number 2 seed is the swag era. The swag era, I think for most of us, we were in high school or middle school. Coley and Cheah, obviously a little bit older, so different for them. But it was horrible. Everyone wearing the fucking weird tucked in polo into shit and like the massive, way too big snapback hats and all
Oh,
that
I
shit.
thought
And
you meant the word.
Oh.
That era?
well, yeah, well, that's part of it too. So like
They were in
the
hats
people
that said dope, but it was like,
Yeah.
what was it? How it was dope? Was the P
I think-
backwards in dope and it overlapped the O?
Yeah, and there was a weed lead
Yeah.
on it for no reason.
How
Yeah.
can you wear a snapback hat that's too big? It's adjustable.
It's no, like they're like the volume of it's like a 10-gallon hat.
The crown of the hat was large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a-
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
like a 10-gallon snapback, basically. Like it was way too big. Okay, so
Remember that
that's
guy who
going.
held up a cardboard that said "Replace racism with swag"?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got a great point.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I
Never
love
tried it.
I love Filipinos with swag.
Swaggy Filipinos are the coolest.
Yeah, they were the most powerful. Yeah, what was it? Filipinos are the most powerful race on earth, and it's like the real swaggy Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know
Love
that.
'em.
You guys, that's the second Filipino reference you guys have made on this podcast today.
Yeah, it makes
Very-
sense.
Hype them up.
Very suspicious. All right, that's going up against the number 15 seed, which is just the phrase "Are you triggered?" ?
Oh,
Which was a terrible time on
But-
basically every
But it
social
has
media
like a
platform.
100% hit rate because as soon as you read that directed at you, you are probably triggered.
You want to throw?
Yeah.
You want
But
to
a
throw the
bad trend
troll
nonetheless.
face in with that? Or is that different?
problem.
Problem troll face would be like probably like in the same sort of stratosphere. But we'll start with you, KB. Swag era versus Are you triggered?
Well, I was a victim of the swag era. I was obsessed with the snapbacks and like the going to get the Jordan tees from the saying tees. I had a shirt that said
Did you
"Free
ever
yourself
wear-
with the RE." Yeah,
Wait, what
you
was
ever
it?
I had
wear
the G-Shock.
Yeah, the
My
white
first-
G-Shock.
My first time getting arrested for underage drinking, and I had a mugshot. I was wearing a orange shirt that said "Free yourself," but the REE was blacked out, so it said "F yourself." And that was my mugshot. I got
What a
arrested.
famous
in
stars
that.
and strap shirt.
I believe.
Oh man, I think Nate wore one to the office last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever wear, KB, the window pane glasses, whatever they're called?
The Kanye
Oh,
one?
Kanye. Yeah, the
Kanye
Kanye ones.
glasses. Yeah, I had those.
Yeah.
I was
Makes
I
sense.
was into it. Then I was the first to popularize rebelling against it with my username.
Yeah.
What was the
fair
other
enough.
one?
It was our phrase, "Are you triggered?"
That one, yeah, that one does trigger you though.
It's good.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
does.
It is.
Yeah, so it's you can't deny it.
And then like
so-
every stand-up special, like in that little era, was called
Yeah,
Triggered.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Terrible. Or canceled or something on that. Or that
No,
was
that's
kind of
not
a little bit
in
after.
your book as well. Is it called Triggered?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, pretty
Trigger
sure it was.
warning. Or...
I'll go with
something.
the triggered one though, because the swag era, we were having fun with it.
Oh,
was
we
just
were having a
fashion.
blast.
Yeah,
I was in
I was never judging.
elementary school for that during the swag era, and we got gym uniforms from school, so they gave you your size. So I had to like sag my gym uniform to get baggy, and it's just
Yeah.
a funny image because it
Yeah.
had huge crosses and St. Anne's on it, but I was holding them down to like halfway to my knees. Swag era was fun. Very fun.
era.
I don't like.
So
how
you're
you
going with
trigger. Yeah.
you're going for "Are you triggered" as well, Owen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nick.
I would argue that the people that were anti-swag, that was like classes for gentlemen, is way worse than the swag.
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Mhm. Classic, man.
So,
Really
and those
good
were all
point.
just like they would like put a picture of like a noir detective in a fedora, and then a picture of them in one. Like this
Yeah,
is
they
like a
were
timeless hat.
I actually
Um,
had Fedora on the short list to get on this bracket too, but I was like, I don't know if it's popular enough because it really wasn't. All right, who's next up? Tommy.
Yeah, I'll go. Are you triggered? Swag. I mean, swag. I used to talk about swag a lot. I didn't have any of it, but I used to always be like, I'm the swag master. I once got in a Twitter spat with Shannon Sharp over who had more swag, me or him. I was like 15. But yeah, I mean, if you say "Are you triggered?" It's almost like admitting defeat in an argument in some ways.
Yeah.
So I'll say that.
It's a cop out, basically.
Yeah.
Like because
Are
like
you
you
triggered because you just made a better point than me that I can't respond to?
Mhm.
A
Pretty
cop's
much.
out is how you triggered. Shoots you in the head.
That's the new suicide by cop term is.
Yeah.
is- All right, Cheah.
Definitely the "Are you triggered" crowd. Anytime, you get triggered or people accuse you of being triggered online, they have lost. So that.
All right, Coley.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't even close. This is both, again, two things ruined by white people. But the triggered people are a very specific person, and I don't need any of them alive anymore.
No, exactly.
All right. So before we get into they're going to move on, by the way. And before we move into our championship round or our playoff round, let's talk really quick about Roman. You know how when you're wearing a great outfit, everything looks just right and your confidence is soaring. You can walk right into a room and you can know you're on your A game. It's awesome. But if you've been struggling with PE, Roman can help you feel that same feeling in the bedroom. Roman swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast acting, but don't require a prescription. Roman ship swipes right to you in a 2-day shipping in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each of the swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet from whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipe out of the packet, swipe it on, dry, and you are good to go. That's it. Go to getroman.com/lights today and get $10 off your swipes when you sign up for a monthly plan. That's go to getroman.com/lights today and get $10 off swipes when you sign up for the monthly plan. Thank you to Roman. Now let's run through our playoffs. Starting with you, Coley, what do you think is the worst trend? Gender reveals or licking ice cream and then putting it back?
I wish we had some like early 1900s trends, not just
Like what?
reason like the
don't-
people who used to
Powdered
play the
wigs.
game. Yeah, powdered wigs, like the game where you used to
Big-
like push the hula hoop with the stick down the street.
that
Yeah.
trend rocks.
Yeah,
A
that- like, that was-
bicycle with one big
You would
wheel
roll
and
a
one
hula
tiny
hoop
wheel.
with a stick and just
Oh,
keep
wow.
hitting it until it was rolling.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
that penny
Imagine
farthing.
like today, like seeing like a kid just running down the street doing that.
I was just thinking of trends from the era. I wasn't trying to speak on the goodness or badness.
Oh,
of that
yeah.
one, but yeah. What was this one? I know one's.
This was gender reveal versus licking ice cream and putting it back.
Yeah, the licking ice cream and putting it back. Like those people were like bad. We've talked about bad people. We've talked about some people who just like fall into society more or less. I'm gonna usually the people doing the gender reveal don't necessarily mean harm. They're just kind of lame. The licking the ice cream people, I feel like that was a Texas thing. Like I feel like most of those were Bluebell, which is already some type of poison. It's constantly getting recalled.
Yeah.
So it has to be the licking the ice cream.
Yeah,
All right, one for licking ice
11% saliva to begin with.
Yeah, it already
Bell
is.
sucks.
Jay.
Licking ice. I mean, that is a crime. Like you can't do that. But also,
Right.
when you would lick the ice cream, isn't there generally
Crime you
like
can't do.
Mount Rushmore of crime you can do. Go.
Yeah.
Abortion.
So Jay, you're
no.
going with the licking, right?
licking ice cream? That is the
Licking the
worst thing.
cream for Steve.
I think we can
next-
send through licking the ice cream. I don't know.
Yeah, this will not be
Yeah.
beat
Yeah.
for me.
Chalk.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So licking's going to move on then. The next up we have taking a running back in the first round versus the
Yeah, send them through. Send them through.
versus the Spartan run.
Yep.
And CrossFit all that shit. I do think running back in the
I'd
first
rather
round.
draft someone who just finished a Spartan run than a running back.
All right, so we'll start out with you this time, KB. Running back in the first round versus licking ice cream, putting it back.
Oh, shit.
This is
Fuck.
fucking. This might be the championship.
I'm trying to just find any rationale for licking the ice cream.
I mean, it tastes good.
It does. It does.
But at that
it's the
point,
same.
steal it.
Who amongst us have shoplifted, even if it was just a candy bar? It's similar.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
want to
free
taste
taste.
it. Actually, it's the least selfish way to shoplift. You just
I just wanted a little taste. I didn't want the whole gallon, and I didn't know what it tasted like. That butter pistachio ice cream.
And it's
Yeah,
good
you
to
can
leave
spin it.
Pistachio
It's
ice
like
cream's good.
You know, would you rather me taste it and then throw it out?
you could spin it as being
Waste all of the
respectful
ice
to the
cream?
store. You could
There's
say,
a
I
ton
didn't
of
want to.
ice
I didn't
cream
want to
that
go to
hasn't
the
touched
store's
my tongue.
inventory.
Mm-hmm.
But taking Travis Etienne.
Yeah. It's the running.
Didn't even play. He burned one of his 5 years.
The running back.
James
trying to make him a
Robinson had
slot
1,000 yards
receiver.
that year.
All right, so I'm assuming you're taking the running back in the first round.
Me?
KB, yes.
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'm also doing that.
Running back in the first
Running back
round,
in the
Nick.
first round.
Yeah, fuck it.
Send them through.
Tommy.
No, I'm taking the ice cream. I'm putting.
So, what percentage of ice cream is contaminated?
Yeah, that's the concern now. I literally don't think I'm ever going to buy ice cream again from a fucking store. I didn't know people were doing this. These monsters.
All right, good. More for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, more
ice
for
cream for
us,
us.
Well, you cheer on your team with a first round running back.
Exactly.
Put down my fucking Saquon jersey and not eat ice
You can't
cream.
even eat your Charlie. Well, you're afraid of ice cream.
So
You ever
Tommy,
tongue kiss
one
a
for
girl with a
licking.
sweet tooth.
Every one of Tommy's Sundays are miserable.
Jay.
I mean, the Giants. I don't even think they picked up the option on Saquon's like fifth-year option. So, like, what are we doing here? You drafted in the first round for that. He didn't prove out enough that you can get it picked up. So, yeah, taking a running back in the first round.
Yeah.
Coley, I'm assuming you
I
would have
just
picked
love how
No,
like,
they-
every other time Steven
have
Smith
it
heard about the ice cream, he's like, "That's a crime," and then you put it up against football. He's like, "Listen, you just cannot take a running. I don't care if he can catch. I don't care if he can play deep. You just do not take a running back in the first round."
All right, Coley, what would you have picked? You would have picked the running back, right?
You cannot take KenJac. You cannot
Come on.
take a running
Come
back
on.
in the first
You
round.
just want to taste ice cream.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
like slowly
Taste.
pro tasting the ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly doing that.
If you call it tasting, something. Yeah.
If you live in
Hey, what
Chicago,
if
do
they
not
just
eat any
put that
local ice
part on
cream.
the top that you like.
What? I can't fucking taste.
Boy, I can't just get a taste.
What, guys can't get a taste anymore?
Yeah.
You want me to fucking guess what this tastes like?
Also, with the pandemic, a lot of places aren't doing, and with COVID, a lot of places aren't doing the samples anymore.
Yeah, exactly, Cheah.
Yeah. Free sample.
What the man to do?
What happened to free samples?
We had
that
hope,
rate in
jobs, and
Costco, they
cash.
should just be able to read into the sesame chicken as well.
I've flipped.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing wrong. In fact, it's environmentally conscious.
You're not even using a little plastic
Yeah, you're
spoon.
not wasting a whole
one-time
gallon of
plastic
flavor you
spoon.
might not like.
It's also ableist to think someone could have an entire pint of ice cream without shitting themselves.
It's fucked
People are
up.
lactose intolerant. Some people just need a
Yeah.
lick.
Imagine having a spoon last forever in a junkyard because you wanted to try ice cream once. Fuck you
Yeah.
for not doing that.
Yeah, actually, you should.
Again, they're in Chicago right now, so if you live in Chicago, do not eat any ice cream from a store.
There's
in the next 24
no
hours.
safe cream in the Chicago area.
All right, Coley, you get to vote first, and the number 3 seed Slacktivism versus the number 11 seed Epic Bacon / Mustache Era.
I thought they already played.
They're in the same
no,
division.
Feels like it. It definitely feels like it. I'm going with the bacon people. Like it. Even the slacktivists. Some slacktivists out there have raised money that have gone to good causes. No one eating bacon is doing a good thing.
Mhm. Fair point.
Yeah, it's still
Jay.
probably net positive.
Didn't an article come out like somewhat recently, maybe like 2 years ago? It was like bacon consumption has been linked to getting cancer, and then like nobody cared about it. Like after a week.
People
Yeah,
love
makes
bacon.
sense.
But that was a pretty obvious thing even before the study.
Mhm.
Was it?
Yeah,
Eating
it's-
any type of food will give you cancer?
I mean, bacon is.
We didn't. No one said that.
Think about it this way,
What do you
Steven.
mean?
Every single human who has ever eaten bacon has died. So, I mean, it's statistically probable.
And the chick that started licking the ice cream is still alive.
True.
I've never stood behind a cause more now.
like-
What's the bacon up against?
It's going up against Slacktivism.
Slacktivism. I don't like getting all these causes on my timeline and stuff like that. Slacktivism.
Cheah just hates activism too.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless it's a zero RB fantasy football
Yes.
strategy.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going with Slacktivism, Cheah.
Reality. Yeah.
So, as an
Tommy.
Asian in the New York metro area this year, it's been annoying to see people banding together to.
Just
To like stop the subway
Asian
attacks and
hate.
stuff.
It's been a
What's
burden.
going on?
He
Oh,
doesn't know.
boy.
We don't have time for that. We absolutely do not have time to explain that.
I haven't taken a subway in a long time, so
yeah.
Blissfully unaware.
Tommy.
Stay away. I still am hung up on the mustache thing. If we're being honest, I don't totally understand what that means. But I really, the people who make liking bacon a personality trait are so unfunny and so stupid. Just like, oh, this would be good. Like there are plenty of foods that wouldn't be better with bacon. Like most foods are good, are just good without bacon.
like ice cream.
Yeah, they were probably checking to make sure there was no fucking bacon in it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I'll
have
go
a
the
pint
bacon
if there's
people.
fucking bacon in it or a mustache.
All right, Nick.
I mean, the bacon was annoying, but then I'm thinking about Cheah's timeline. No, the bacon sucks, and the bacon people suck. And at a certain point, like I was always a goofy kid, and so every gift was always like, "Oh, here's bacon chapstick. Here's bacon, a bar of
Yeah.
bacon
Oh,
soap,
yeah.
nickel like this." It's weird. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I was getting
the
chilly.
fail
Yeah.
safe
Yeah.
for quirky.
yeah.
I think I had bacon ice cream once, actually, which I think it'd be okay to lick just to get a taste because you don't want to fuck up the
Yeah,
that.
that's not bacon ice cream. I would. Yeah, you have to lick it first.
Yeah, I want to
Buy
taste.
bacon ice
We're
cream.
gonna get all
I
the way
won't
home
even
to my
scoop.
wife,
I would
who's
just
gonna
wanna-
be like, "Did you lick
I
it?"
could just put my
Did you
tongue
try
right, graze my tongue along the top, and get an idea if it's good or not.
And when
that's
I
bad.
open up that lid in the grocery store, I expect to see other tongue divots on there.
Yeah,
I'll just
I
make
know.
my own
Now, do you
lane.
go
Yeah.
right for the divot, or you make your own?
I'll make my own. It's
Oh
going to
my
look
God.
like
I go
it's
right
going to
into
look
the.
like
I
a
go into the divot like it's
I'm
snow. You got to go
expecting
where
to
it's
see-
easiest.
No, I want my ice cream to look like a plowed field.
Yeah, I think if you saw a lot of divots, you'd go, "Oh, this clearly sucks." No one's
No one's buying it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, the solution is that every supermarket needs to have a sample ice cream for each ice cream.
It's like a
So,
car with 18
Damn,
miles on
nobody's
it.
bought
Everyone's
this
taking
yet.
it around the lot. But
What's up with this ice cream? 12.
I'm
one's
embarrassed it's made it this far into the.
yeah, can we take
competition.
it out of the brackets?
Oh, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
retroactively, like, yeah.
It's
Out.
lost.
I feel like it's gonna be a bad look.
cut that one out of here.
We're gonna look. Well, yeah, we're gonna
We
look.
had
We're
it
about to
on.
get so embarrassed. Don't let him post this to the main page.
Okay, so Owen.
Bacon, because I think that also led to, like Tommy said, just putting bacon on everything, which only certain things are better with it, and it led to KB's least favorite thing, squishing mac and cheese down on sandwiches.
Oh yeah, or the
Oh, I hate
excess
that.
cheese with like a
Yeah.
hot
The
knife.
excess
Mhm.
cheese. Yeah.
And like
all of that.
the
they're
women that are just like all like at Olive Garden that are like, leave that with me, and it's like the hunk of cheese. It's like no,
no.
it's my job. It's
All
like
right.
stealing an Uber driver's car.
Yeah.
Leave this car with me.
So next up, we have the number 15 seed. The phrase. This is not a super strong matchup, but it's the number 15 seed. Are the phrase "Are you triggered?" versus the number 7 seed Frosted Tips. We start with UKB.
Yeah. Are you triggered? Is way worse.
It's going to be a sweep.
Hmm.
Who
Oh,
amongst
and
us
then Nick-
hasn't, when you feel like you're about to throw up, you get those mouth sweats?
Yeah.
Tongue's a little fuzzy. You go to the food store, you go to the freezer aisle,
Yeah. Yeah. There's
you open up an
Oh.
Edie's or a Bluebell, something nobody's getting anyway. and you
Yeah,
just go to
a lot of it's
town
going. A
on
lot
that
of it's
thing.
going to waste. They're throwing it in the dumpster behind the store. Why not at least taste some?
He's gonna lick it.
just have a taste.
It would be funny seeing a tongue mark in just a vanilla. Like they've never had that before.
What the hell is this?
What the
Yeah, statistically the safest to buy is vanilla.
So let's just move on. Triggered 15 seed triggered versus the epic bacon people. Coley.
We've how when whiskey's distilled, they talk about like the original vapors that leave. It's like for the angels. It's like the I can't remember what the phrase is, but that's what we've turned the first lick of an ice cream tub into. Like, just the purest of only for the gods is that first lick.
Wait, can we just?
I want to reach a level
No.
where, like, rappers who only wear white Air Force Ones once. I want to only take first licks of ice cream. And just have a dumpster outside
freezer
my
full-
apartment of just one licked ice cream.
Poppets Cherry
Can we just
Garcia. I like the
change
idea.
the bracket to best trends so this can win?
I like the idea of like going to a store employee and complaining that an ice cream container isn't licked.
But yeah, the thing is, like, you don't want your ice cream container to be overly licked, but you don't want to open it and see no licks.
No licks. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
What the
Although that
fuck?
would
Nobody
mean it
knows
was-
this.
Surprised by this?
That would mean
Well,
it's
here's
fresh.
the conundrum. If you lick it and you're like, actually, I want more of this, do you purchase the one you just licked or do you pick up a fresh one?
You gotta
Fresh.
get fresh.
You
Get
get
a
a fresh
you
one.
get a fresh-
You gotta get a
You get a fresh one.
Well, because you want to leave the divot for the next liquor.
Yeah.
You want to get the full thing for yourself.
It's like how
I'm
hobos
not buying
communicate.
licked ice cream. What the fuck, Coley?
Get out of here.
You know why the
Because
fuck
I
would I
want to
buy?
take it home and have that initial lick.
Yeah.
Like how hobos communicate in towns, they like draw like a cross on a bus stop. Like that's how. Oh, that's only a one lick ice cream. I better get this, so they know.
All right, so let's just go straight into the finale of this bracket. And Coley, you go first. Running back in the first round or the epic bacon people?
Oh, come on now.
The epic bacon people are the ones who like show up to their fantasy draft and they take a receiver who retired like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They definitely would draft a running back in the first round. And there's no greater sin. It's drafting a running back in the first round.
Jay?
I mean, the game is clearly going towards more passing. You can't spend premium draft capital on a position that mainly runs the ball, even if they have good pass catching skills. Pass blocking seems to translate, but doesn't always. You can be a good pass blocker in college. It doesn't really measure up to the pros at all the time. Guys are bigger, stronger, faster. You got to go drafting a running back in the first round. It's the worst thing you can do.
Great technical analysis. Tommy?
22-59. That is the Giants' record since 2017. The worst mark in football. Not a coincidence they drafted Saquon 2 overall, just 1 year into that. Josh Allen, Quentin Nelson on the board. It's drafting a running back first round.
Nick, you can send it home.
I mean, I feel like a hypocrite. I like Najee Harris. But I mean, it is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
always
winner.
outliers, but it is the worst.
Hear me out. What about from the dawn of man to like 2019, 2020, when people weren't licking their ice cream before they bought it?
Yeah, that's a bad one.
That trend.
Yeah, that was when. Yeah. How did we let that happen? Then you guys make like the Neapolitans, where like you know like how one of the flavor, but when you mix
wait,
three,
is it three? Is it three divots in the Neapolitans?
And then you got to think about real chunky ice creams like fish food, where you got to make the hot dog with your tongue.
Yeah, you gotta.
I think for the graphic, we have to say people not licking their ice cream before buying.
We gotta normalize
just
this.
blindly buying an ice cream.
Yeah, walking in on your friend,
pint full
fucking your
gallon.
girlfriend, and he doesn't remember your name or the fact that you guys invented licking ice cream before you bought it.
Right.
That's why your girlfriend's cheating on you. You have like a bunch of like unlicked gallons of ice cream in your freezer.
That's like a Seinfeld. That's
Immediately
like a
have to take
modern,
the trash out once you do.
modern Seinfeld. Jerry being like, George, I'm dating a girl who doesn't lick her ice cream. I think I got to break up with her.
Well, Jerry, has she had the flavor before?
It's like major ick when it
Buying
got
it blind. Buying it blind. Buying it blind.
Buying it blind.
That's very much our clear winner. Okay, so that's episode 26 in the book. I don't even care who won. The point is, make sure before you try your ice cream, just give it a taste. But still like it.
Before you spend like $8 to $10.
Yeah.
Give it a try to see if you like it, and you're not going to waste it later.
And now, Cheah, that YouTube video you love recommending, that is useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you.
All right, so that's the
Talking
bracket.
about for ice cream.
For ice cream. Oh, Sam.
That's the bracket.
Pussy.
We'll be back next week.
Steven just think that Owen was just randomly saying like I ate some pussy last night, and you're
Hey, I ate pussy like you last night.
Oh, before we're gone, when I was looking at this girl's pussy, I was thinking of you last night.
I like to think Cheah deleted like really important photos on his phone, like really crucial memories, so he wouldn't have to delete his flashlight app. He was at a crossroads.
That is true. I've held on to it. I updated it recently.
Wait, what was the update? What was the update of the
update? The app just says, "Wait,
Waiter?
you're for real still using this?"
Oh.
He actually just bought like the DLC, and it's just like the calculator like added onto it.
Whenever because sometimes it would get like pocket turned on or whatever, like whatever the control like center thing was, and I would have no idea, so I'd have to give it to my wife to be like, something happened.
But does she also not know where the flashlight
No,
is?
she does know how to do that.
Data guy, there's a wider.
Why wouldn't she
calculator,
tell
too.
you?
Flip it.
Yeah, you now have unlocked the
Yeah, square
scientific
roots.
calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to get into that. I didn't know you
Fine,
can like
fine,
control a
fine.
lot of things from there. I didn't know you could put like your Wi-Fi and stuff. I live in the settings.
There's been concerts that are over a decade old where all 100,000 of the attendees had their flashlight app up in the air.
Oh, I thought that was a new thing, like in the last 2 years.
This was a feature that's been, I don't know, 15 years old, maybe not.
Oh, I downloaded this like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
I got hustled.
Wait, did you bought it?
I think it was like $1.99 or something.
I feel so
You could just
bad.
Google the color white.
Yeah, just white. That's all it is. A white screen. Can you show us what it looks like?
He's on his
I'm
phone.
he's on his
using
phone.
my phone now because I'll
I
show
feel
you
so
guys
bad
on
for that.
TikTok.
That app developer is about to lose like their one single subscriber.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
But they were probably like, "How the fuck are we still making money?"
We're getting $10.99 a month from some guy named Steve Cheah.
Dope.
I kind of wish it was a monthly subscription. All right. Anyway, we'll be back next week with another round of the bracket. I think the boys will be back from Barstool Sports America. So
Yeah.
back to a normal setup. We'll figure out what it is then. But until then, from KB, Owen, Nick, Tommy, myself, Cheah, and Coley, and the Gooch Man, we will see you next time. That was a really funny one.
God damn it was.
Thank you,
The boys will be
How have
back
you
to
never
normal
used that stuff?
Everybody.
Wi-Fi.
Cheah,
Yeah,
how have you
that's
never
fun.
used any of those things before? That's crazy.
I didn't know that all that stuff was controlled in there.
You could screen mirror from here. You could put a calculator. You could screen record. You could use your camera.
Oh, I've been wondering how to screen record.
Yeah.